In this video, we're going to show you how to change the intake rate. I'm Chris Hagist, and we're at ProWatercraft. What is an intake rate? This is an intake rate. You'll see, obviously, this is an aftermarket one where it has more aggressive scoops to it. But basically, the idea behind this is to scoop the water into the pump area so you get better handling and hookup. Intake rate on the Yamaha 4-stroke Superjet. It's a 12mm socket on both the front and the rear. So take that off. Sometimes on a brand new watercraft, there's Loctite on these bolts. So we want to use a wrench just to kind of break the Loctite loose. All right. There it is, simple as that. All right, so we have the stock intake rate and then the aftermarket version. Why do you need the aftermarket version? How come most people change the intake rate? Well, a big part of it is just creating the right amount of suction into the pump area, which really improves the handling. It kind of, it tames the beast, so to say. So in the OEM ones, they're pretty tame little wings, you know, they have 3 bars, you know, it's not intended to scoop a lot of water. It's really just intended to kind of keep debris from coming in. However, the aftermarket version has 2 more aggressive scoops. You know, you'll see that it definitely hangs below the hull. You know, this is really going to scoop some water. It's going to hook up great in rough water. When you're bouncing, it's going to tame it down. If you need more grip, it's going to help you grip into the turns. So it gives you tons of benefits, and it's a must-have when you want to hook up and go fast. So tips on installing your intake rate, your aftermarket intake rate. First things first is you kind of want to pull it out of the box and make sure everything looks good. Generally, you're going to reuse your stock hardware. So we definitely suggest using Loctite on that hardware. And then before you install it for the final time, sometimes putting it up to the ski, make sure all the bolt holes line up well. You know it's going to kind of a test fit. Is not a bad idea with some of these aftermarket intake rates. But once you're ready to finally install it, you're comfortable with how everything lines up, you know, a little bit of our special adhesive silicone you can buy here at ProWatercraft. You'll put a little bit on the surface, maybe not all over the bolts, but in the areas around the bolts. So when you do bolt it up, you got silicone, you got Loctite. She should stay on, no worries at all. So this is the Watercross of Texas intake rate, probably one of our favorites. And we're going to install it on this new Yamaha Superjet, the 4-stroke version, the new Yamaha 4-stroke Superjet. Really, install is as simple as that. The one thing I would suggest though is after your first ride or two, you want to go back and just maybe check your bolts, make sure it doesn't fall off, because if it falls off, it's kind of devastating, right? Sometimes you'll go over the bars. But anyways, for more handling products, more intake rates like what you've seen here, check out ProWatercraft.com.